Chase me, Susie! Chase me!
Good.
اقتصاد الدولة وضمان الدولة لها.
So now the Sheikh saying there's other types of money. Second type, so the first type was this one that has value in and of itself. Like I said, to me it makes more sense to say it has properties in and of itself that we value. And then we have that which has no value in and of itself. So the second type is that which has no value in and of itself.
كالأوراق النقدية اليوم في جيبك أوراق.
However, its value comes from and stems from, points to the strength of the economy. Now, this is the common belief which is actually interesting, because when they had that discussion with the Lajna, with the major scholars of Saudi Arabia back in the 70s about this new depegged Saudi Riyal, and they asked the central bankers what this is, that was the answer they gave. Something similar to that. That basically it comes back to the economy, on the strength of the economy. That's what gives it. So, for example, if the Saudi Riyal goes up or goes down, it's based on the strength of the economy that gives its value. So you could say the collective value, or maybe GDP. I don't know. I don't actually know what is meant by the strength of the economy, but the collective strength of the economy determines its value. So let's look at that. Is that true? Is the Saudi Riyal, the Emirati dinar, the British pound, the American dollar, the Chinese yuan, are they really reflective of the economy? Really? So let's have a look. As an example, like Saudi and UAE, and I chose those two countries specifically because their currency is pegged to the dollar. So that means that if the Saudi economy grows or weakens, the currency is the same. So it really isn't pegged to the economy, because the economy can grow and it can be tracked, but the Saudi Riyal remains the same in dollar value. Or, for example, like in Pakistan, one of the requests of the IMF to give them a loan is to allow their currency to be free floating, meaning that the central bank doesn't come in and buy up or sell it. What people don't understand is that these currencies are just traded. If its value is at a certain point, if I come in and buy it, I affect the market. If I want to sell it, I affect the market. So if, for example, central bank wants to make the price a certain thing, they can come in as a buyer and buy to push the price up, or sell to keep this price down. That's essentially manipulation. They can manipulate the market to be a certain way. That's why you have certain countries like Egypt, Lebanon, even Turkey, whereby they had in one day massive jumps up or down in value. Why? Because the central bank wasn't able to maintain the peg. But the point here is to look at the details here. The second before the peg was broken, does that mean the value of the economy was this, and over the space of a couple of seconds it went to that? Did literally the value of the entire economy just shift overnight? Or were there factors outside of the economy and the strength of the economy which affected its value? So it's not really, as in the currency we have, fiat currency, isn't really a reflection of the currency of the economy. It's just a reflection of supply and demand in the marketplace. But let's move on.
كلها أوراق. ورقة بدي.
This is a classic one, and the government guaranteeing that. The government guaranteeing that value. So people take this as doctrine. A government, the state must guarantee its value. They guarantee the value. No one guarantees Bitcoin, but no one asks the question: how do you guarantee it? I mean, if I'm the country, if I'm the leader, the emir of Takaland, and I guarantee my currency, what do I have to do that? I mean, effectively, a central bank is supposed to be an independent body, not supposed to be part of the government. So then how will the government guarantee it if the central bank are the ones who print the money? What does it mean to guarantee a currency? If in Islamic sense, if I owe you money, person A owes person B money. Person A owes person B money. But person A may not be able to pay back the debt. So he wants to get, the person B says to me, I will lend you the money, but you have to get a guarantor. Someone's going to pay the money if I default. Someone's going to pay the money if I default. That's the meaning of a guarantee. But when it comes to a currency, who's defaulting and where does the government get the money to pay you? In reality, what you find is that it's not as people think it is. I've heard even like in Janet Yellen and other people, and that woman who's really anti-crypto at the moment. She's begins with W. I can't remember her name, but she mentioned about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we guarantee the dollar. Yeah, but how do you guarantee the dollar? What do you have to do to guarantee its value? And if that's the case, why do we have inflation rate at a certain point that is higher than they expected and they're trying to bring it down? I mean, this shows that you don't actually have control over their currency, so then how do you guarantee anything? I mean, one thing we do know is that there are government bodies which guarantee bank defaults. So if you have a certain amount of money in a bank and the bank goes into administration, goes bankrupt, the government or the FDIC or something is called in America or something else in England, they come in and they pay you back the money that was lost in the bankruptcy, but only up to a certain point. As they can, this is where the guarantee comes into play. The guarantee means if someone defaults, they come in and pay you. So the bank defaults, can't pay you your money, they will come in and pay you money and make you whole again, but only to a certain point, because they don't have an infinite bucket of water, infinite bucket of money. Which is why right now people are moving from smaller banks to larger banks, because they fear that their capital allocation, or the amount of money they have in the bank, is more than the threshold of guarantee. Anyway, the point is, this claim that this currency is guaranteed by the government or backed by the government, you really have to ask the question, what does that even mean? And how can the government back it? I mean, they don't have infinite money. I mean, and again, how would you even back? How does the government back paying you with money with the same money? Anyway, just look at Lebanon to see what that means. Look at Lebanon to see what government back means.
واختها مثلها
Like the fiat currency of today that Sheikh's talking about.
ب10 دنانير.
In your pocket, it's just paper, all of this paper.
هل القيمة في الورقة نفسها؟
Dinar.
نفسها ما لها قيمة. هل لها غطاء الآن؟ الغطاء هذا انتهى.
Another one, not paper, is 10 dinars.
من أين يكتسب الدينار قيمته؟
Is the value in
من قوة اقتصاد الكويت.
It has no value.
طالما أن الاقتصاد قوي.
Is it backed by gold? Nope, gold is.
فالعملة قوية وثابتة.
Where does the money come from? The dinar and dirham?
لولا قدر الله.
It comes from the strength of Kuwait. I guess Sheikh is sitting in Kuwait right when he said this is Saudi, but maybe he said that because he's there. Yeah, so the value of it comes from the strength of the economy. That's what the Sheikh says. Now, not by the way, I'm not denying the role the economy has on the value of the thing. But what I'm saying is that it's not intrinsically connected. You can have an economy that's growing, but the currency is devaluing, like in India and China, where they deliberately devalue their currency for trade purposes. So it's not necessarily that way.
حصلت هزة للاقتصاد. قيمة العملة ماذا سيحصل لها؟ ستنخفض.
So if the currency is strong, so if the economy is strong, then the currency is strong.
فهنا هذه لا قيمة لها في ذاتها. وإنما تستمد.
So if, may Allah not let it happen, but if a bad thing happens in the economy,
قوتها من اقتصاد الدولة الرسمي من قوة.
what will happen to the currency? The currency will drop. Oh, let me reword that. make it more realistic. If something concerning happens to an economy that concerns the holders of that currency, then the holders of that currency will sell it on the open market, and that will in turn push the price down, especially if the central bank of that currency or that company country cannot buy that currency. So basically, I lose confidence in the economy of Turkey, so I dump my liras for dollars, and me and others who do the same cause the lira to go down. Unless the central bank of Turkey can buy those off of me at the price and keep the price higher, then effectively that's what it is. But my point here in saying that is that it's not necessarily through the economy, it could be just confidence. I mean, the ruble, the Russian ruble, took a massive dive when they invaded the Ukraine. But the economy of Russia, nothing changed in that short space of time. And then it bounced back heavily. Again, the economy, nothing changed. The price of the ruble shifted drastically down and drastically up, but the economy remained the same. What did change though is confidence. People had rubles, large number of rubles, they dumped it in the open market. And then when Russia tried to jump in and sell what their assets they have and pushed it back up, then the price, you get what I'm saying? So the price of it isn't actually intrinsically tied to the economy like that. Although the economy would have a say, obviously, meaning if an economy is strong, I'm confident in investing in that country. I'll buy up their currencies and the price will come up. If they raise interest rates and the economy is good, I want to get a good return on my bank deposits. I put into that thing, I get higher interest rates in my bank savings. You get that there are many things that are involved in the price of a currency. So this description isn't exactly.
الاقتصاد ومن ضمان الدولة لها، ولذلك يكتب عليها هذا الضمان، وهذه تسمى بالنقود الائتمانية.
So yeah, just basically repeat what I just said. So the value is not value in itself; it comes from the economy and also by the government guaranteeing that value. Every country is different, but as far as I'm aware, most central banks are supposed to be, in theory at least, separate from the government, but work in the interest of the people.
تلك النقود السلعية لأن لها قيمة في ذاتها، هذه نقود ائتمانية.
So it's written on the paper that they guarantee it. That's what it's saying.
هذان النوعان هما النقد المعتبر.
So this is called the trust-based money, هو ائتمان.
شرعا. استحضروا هذا في أذهانكم لأن سنستعمله في حكم هذه العملات. وبعض طلاب العلم أجاز العملات الرقمية.
So these two types are the two types of recognized currencies. Now, what's interesting, and I mentioned this before, actually, to be honest, all the objections I have about this, I've made videos separately, but I never directed it specifically to the Sheikh, because I know what's going to happen. As soon as this video goes out, I'm going to be attacked. All you're saying is about the Sheikh, how dare you say about the Sheikh, and I'm sure there are going to be some even go to the Sheikh and say, oh Sheikh, there's a person saying this about you, and blah, 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 these small tullab al-ilm. I know it's going to happen. But again, I reiterate, this is nothing against the Sheikh, or knowledge of the Sheikh, the Shari'i, the Islamic knowledge of the Sheikh. This is to do with something else, i.e. tasawwur, perception. I guarantee you, I have full confidence, if the Sheikh knew exactly how the economy works, how fiat money works, and exactly how Bitcoin works, we wouldn't be here. And I do believe with confidence that at some point he will know, and this will change. I'm guaranteed. So that's my confidence and my belief in the Sheikh. We'll see.